Hi everybody, hope our tutorial videos are really serving your purpose. Today we have come up with another interesting product of QLC, that is the BackTrack software. Nowadays keeping and maintaining and backupping of data is very much essential, so through BackTrack product of us you can do the same. This video will help you how to install your BackTrack server along with your BackTrack client as well and configure the users in it. So let's start with the installation. These are the files that are necessary. The first file is your BackTrack server setup file, then you have the user setup file, the JRE and the license file. So first we'll start with installation of our BackTrack server. Double click on the file and let's just get it installed. Click on next, next, next. Here you provide the path where you want to install your BackTrack server. Let's name it as BTS, that is BackTrack server. Click on next, next, install. Once my BackTrack installation is done, now I'll move with my JRE installation. I'll select the same folder. Click on finish to exit your JRE installation. Now since it is done, this is the folder where I have installed my BackTrack server. Here you have the license. So this is my license file. I'll extract it. Once the extraction is done, I'll rename the license file only as license. Then copy this license file. Go back to the folder where you have installed your BackTrack server. Here you have one license file, replace with the new license file. Now we will start our BackTrack server. Okay, so our BackTrack server has started. Now we will show you how to install your BackTrack client. Before going with our installation of BackTrack client, let's just log in as an admin into the BackTrack server. So open a web page. There is a problem with the browser, so let's just use another browser and check. Okay, let's log in as an admin. The default password for admin remains as admin. So this is how your BackTrack webmail looks like. Now once it is done, I'll minimize it and continue with our installation of BackTrack client. So let's go back to the folder where we have installed our BackTrack server. This is your BackTrack client setup file. So let's start with it. I'll install my BackTrack client on another drive. So you probably will be installing it on some other user's machine. Let's name it as BackTrack user. Let's wait for the installation to get finished. Okay, it is done. We will run the GRE on the same drive itself for our BackTrack client as well. Select the folder of your BackTrack client. Click on finish. Alright, let's check our BackTrack client as well. There it is. Now let's click on the BTU bat file to start our BackTrack client. Here you have to provide the hostname, HTTP port and everything. Now how to add this user? Then we have to go back to our browser. Here we'll go to accounts, user manager, and add a user here. Enable the option. My browser is creating a problem today. Login name say Xavier, real name is Xavier, password let's put it as anything. Re-enter your password. Then this is enable. If you want to enable some quota for this user's backup to take place, you can enable the same by enable this option and mention the quota. And if the quota exceeds, if you want any alert email to go to a specific person, to your admin or to the user, you can specify here and enable this option. Then you have got the option called remote backup enable. If you want your data backup for these users to take remotely, you have to enable this option. If you want your data to be encrypted, allow encryption. Use master password, that means a common password that will be set for all the users. Global user filter is if you have set any, so you can enable these options from here. So for the time being, we'll just create this user as login real name with the password and save. Okay, so there was a mismatch in the password. Let's put the password as my choice and then re-enter the password. Okay, now this user has been created. Now I'll be configuring this user on my client machine as well. Since I am using only one machine on the user PC, how you can go about. This was my BackTrack client. So here you have to put the host name. Now the host name refers to your BackTrack server IP machine. So here you have to check what is the IP address of your server machine. .192.168.1.228. So let's put it here. Alright, what is the HTTP port? The HTTP port would be 80. What is the FTP port? FTP port of the server. You have to mention it here. If you want your backup to be taken through FTP service, what will be the login name? As Xavier, and the password that you have inserted while creating the user. Then you have save login. If you want to save the login of all of the details of the user, you have to click on save login. Auto login, that is by automatically the user will be logged in into your BackTrack client software. So we have saved all the settings. Now click on login. Allow access. There you go. Now you have got the screen of your BackTrack user client. From here you can do all the settings related another features and products of BackTrack. We will get back to you with another videos as to how to do all the settings in your backup options, scheduler preferences, etc. So today's video definitely gave you the idea as to how to install the BackTrack server, configure the BackTrack client on a user's machine, and create user in your BackTrack server and add the same with your BackTrack client. Hope this was easy for you to understand. In case if you need any other assistance regarding the same, you can drop us a mail at support@qlc.in or give us a call back. Thank you.